right, welcome back into another edition of Keeping Up with Oxford Athletics. We're here with Coach Vann, and Coach, been a little bit since we got to see you. Just kind of rewind the clock over the last week and a half. I know you guys are in the middle of this, I don't know what to call it here, gauntlet, we can call it. That's putting it lightly with who you've played, ever since Hoover on over into this week. You've played Hewitt-Trussville. I guess you got some kind of vendetta versus 7A Region 3 in football. But anyways, go ahead, Coach. Just kind of catch us up with everything.
Well, we battled Hoover at home last Tuesday, lost by 12. I was really proud of just the physicality that we played with. Their size gives you a lot of problems, but I thought, overall we showed some signs of the ability to be a really good team. On Thursday, we went over to Carrollton, Georgia, who traditionally is a really good program. Coach Bray does a great job. Tim Criswell was a good friend of mine who is retired over there now, and we played really well. Score ended up being 83-30, which is, I was surprised at that, but we shot the ball really well. We were 15-29 from three.
Wow.
And, Jalen had one of those games you'll remember for a long time. He had 27 points in the third quarter, 7 of 7 from three. So,
have you ever seen a quarter like that from somebody?
No, that's what I told somebody. I said, I've never seen that happen before. But I think the best part about that was he had the opportunity to have 27. He had the opportunity to go 7 for 7. That means our guys recognized what he was doing and were able to get him the ball. So then we got on the road Friday at about noon and drove to Murray, Kentucky, and spent the night there. Friday night and Saturday night. Saturday night we played Louisville Male, traditionally one of the top schools in the state of Kentucky. It's probably the most prestigious public school in the state in terms of athletics. They've got probably 4 Division I players, I would think, a couple of young guys. And I didn't think we played our best basketball. Now, a lot of times you don't play your best because the other team's really good. But with about 11 seconds to go, Marcus Berry's got a corner 3 to go up 1. Kind of goes in and out. They make 2 free throws. We lose 52-48. So it was, a great experience. Spent the night, Saturday night, came back home. We're able to see 2 of the top players in the country. Actually, the top player in the country, A.J. DeBonsa. We're able to watch him play there. Kid going to Kansas, Darren Peterson. So, got to experience or see that level with that size, which is the biggest thing for our guys to see. So came back home and got some rest Sunday, quick turnaround, practice Monday, and then played Hewitt-Trussville at home last night. I give Jeremy Monceau all the credit. I give their players all the credit. I didn't think that I did a good enough job to get our guys, not that we didn't play hard, not that, but I don't think I did a good enough job to get them ready for the defensive scheme that Hewitt was going to throw at us, and we only scored 33 points. So that kind of tells you a little bit about it. We're playing good teams, but if you're going to be a good team, you got to win them.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. And we've got to start to do what it takes to win these games.
Yeah, I know, Coach. I come and watched that Hoover game. They're not just big; they're fast.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it is no disrespect for some other teams in the state, but man, when you play a team like that, that's anchored by 6'10", but then they got 4 guys that's 6'5" or 6'4" and above, and all 4 of them can fly. It's hard to get shots off, more or less make shots. Can you talk about how that makes you better as a group, though?
Yeah, just to kind of throw a couple of positives to other guys. I think Central Phoenix City is the fastest team in the state. I mean,
they can fly.
They fly.
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
I think Hoover, the way that they, where they're different, they have the size, the 2 big kids inside.
Wingspans.
Yeah, but what that does for us, it just makes it harder to score. So you have to be more selective in your opportunities to try to go score. You can't just say, hey, one pass and we're going to try to go get a basket. Or, I catch it in the post and turn around and just try to shoot it over top of somebody who's 6'9". Like, you got to make a legit post move. So hopefully our guys are learning that side of it. They're learning how to get easier baskets against good teams. We got to do a much better job of pushing the ball in transition because we are fast. I thought that was a huge deal last night against Hewitt is when we were able to rebound and push the ball, we got some good looks. Too many times we rebounded the ball and walked the ball up the floor. And, that's completely on me. I mean, I got to do a better job of making sure that they understand we got to push the ball up the floor. So all the games are helping us. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, if you're going to be a good team, like last night, one of my best friends, Jeremy Bynum, goes on the road at Carver, Montgomery, and wins. If you're going to be a good team, you got to go win those games. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, because you're going, especially with the way you got your schedule set up, you're going to be challenged every night. But like you said, you've got to get it done. When you look at the landscape of what's coming up with the Classic, can you talk about it, the Classic, a little bit? Because this video will be put up today. So talk about who's going to be here. What people should see that's maybe in and around the area that's kind of curious. Like they need to come in these doors because what they're about to see here on this campus here at Oxford is going to be amazing.
Yeah, first of all, you want to represent the Classic the right way with the caliber of players and the caliber of teams that you put in it because of the name of it.
Correct.
Larry and Connie Davidson have meant so much to this program, this school, system, this community. Yeah. So that's why it looks the way it looks. That's why we have the schedule of players and teams that we have. But what you're going to see Division I basketball players. You're going to see Division II basketball players. You're going to see good junior college players play at the high school level. I counted it the other day. There's probably 20 to 25 players that are either committed, have been offered, or have signed with Division I, Division II play.
And that's crazy.
Schools. Yeah, and
crazy.
It's a way to kind of introduce this area to high level basketball. What you hope is this. What you hope is people jump on it and come and watch because the games, like for example, 6A state champion from Georgia last year, Alexander High School. They're going to be playing against Central Phoenix City. That's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah.
Milton, Florida. Coach Bynum played them this summer at a team camp, and he just raved about them to me. They're going to play Fairfield, 5A state champion from last year.
That's incredible.
Like Coach Bennett said, Ace Austin's going to be here. Our game against them is a rivalry, so that should be a great competitive game. I just watched on film. We play Hale County the first night. They got a kid named Gage Mayfield. He looks like a smaller version of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's legit.
They got some athletes at Hale County, man.
So
Coach Locke's over there.
They just won at home against Hillcrest, who Hillcrest was undefeated. So you got Vestavia, you got Dothan, you've got Jacksonville, you got Shades Valley, you got Fairfield, you got us, you've got Pinson, you got Central Phoenix City, you got Bob Jones, who's got the kid Caden Rickard, who's going to Murray State. You got all these teams. They're all good teams. They're all very well coached. And it's just it's an opportunity for us to say thank you to Coach and Miss Davidson for everything that they've done. And the way that you want to do that, you want to make this thing as big and as high level as you can get it. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that in the third year.
Let's talk about your matchup, particularly in the Classic, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hale County, like I said, they just won at home against Hillcrest. Athletic, fast. I actually saw them at Alabama's team camp this summer. Saw the kid Gage Mayfield there, and just happened to reach out to their coach to see if they might be interested, and he jumped all over it, and I loved it. We ended up playing them because I was trying to, do the schedule so it fit everybody. So they're going to play us the first night and Dothan the second day. But they're I would say they would be one of the favorites for 3A.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If there's many 3A teams that have what they have, I want to see them. Obviously, I know Midfield's in there.
Yeah.
I love Midfield's team and the way that they play, and their coach does a great job. Courtney's one of I like to call him.
He
a
looks
friend.
like Ric Flair over there on the sidelines.
He can get at it. So, but it'll be a huge challenge. Like we're gonna have to do a great job of, what we call building a wall in transition with the Mayfield kid, because he can get right to the rim and he's 6'7". They got some shooters that can go off on you. They were down 17 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter against Hillcrest and came back and won. So that just kind of tells you. And then Saturday night, we have Bob Jones, who traditionally is really good.
I'd say the second or third largest school population-wise in the state of Alabama.
Yep. And Caden Rickard is really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to go to Murray State in terms of heads.
Yeah, I agree.
And we just came from there, and they're recruiting Jalen. They've offered Jalen, so
good.
He got a chance to spend some time with their coaches. So I talked to some of their coaches about them. They're really excited about Caden Rickard coming there next year.
Legit.
So that'll be a huge challenge. And then we turn around and like Melissa said on Tuesday, we've got an area game. So we have to continue to get better. We have to continue to buy into what we're trying to do. We have to continue to acclimate Jalen Taylor, because he's going to be a huge part of everything that we do. And just like I said, we got to start winning these games.
Yep, no doubt. A couple more questions, I'll let you out here. In a tournament setting like this, where it's a lot of games going on, there's a lot of distractions, things like that, how much do you sit down and study film, watch that, or do you want your guys to be thrown to the fire? Let's see what they do. Let's go react, rather than sit down game planning for a particular team and things like that. How do you approach a setting like this?
Well, it's hard because when you play back-to-back, it's hard to do a whole lot of preparation. And it's like Melissa said, you want your guys to remember your plays, much less their plays.
Correct.
So what I try to do is I try to put together a couple of little things.
Like bulletin board material, or not what's it called? Like a blueprint kind of, but yeah. PowerPoint. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
So for example, if a team is going to be a dribble drive, right? So our segment of defense will be guard and dribble drive.
Gotcha.
We don't really talk about what they do, but we'll talk about that. Like today, a huge emphasis is going to be defensive transition and cupping the ball and building a wall. Well, that's for Hill County because what they do. And then we try more to focus on us. Because I really feel like this. I feel like sometimes you can put way too much time into somebody else's team when you need to be putting it into yours. And if you can be as good as you can be and you can do the things that you're trying to do, then the other team doesn't really matter a whole lot. And I think, I've gotten caught up both ways now. I've tried to teach them every play that the other teams ran before, and, it doesn't work.
That's right.
It just doesn't work. There's not enough mind capacity for guys to learn all that. So we try to take one or two things that the other team's going to do. For example, Hewitt-Trustful was really in gaps. We talked about pitching it early into the corners. We talked about short rolling and making a play out of the ball screen. Some of that stuff we did a good job against. Some of it we didn't. And the biggest thing against them was we didn't get any transition baskets. So that's going to be a huge focus for us because we need to get better at that. But overall, just, focus on us.
I think you get a lot of that Hewitt game because, to me, honestly, when you go watch these state games, these Final Four games, you don't see a lot of 70 to 70. You see a lot of 30 to 50 point range and wars, like, every possession counts, taking charges. I think you got a lot out of that game, whether you lost it or not. That's to me is when you see the elite teams across the state. A lot of scores like that start popping up.
Yeah.
I mean, you will get into the 60s and 70s sometimes, but the really good teams, they may be up in the 70s and some of these bad teams be in the 30s. But when the two elite teams meet in those late tournament games, to me, that's more playoff basketball.
Yeah, and I think when two really good teams meet each other, the defense a lot of times is going to win out.
Correct.
Yep. Just because
I agree.
You don't have that many great players on one team.
I agree.
So if you can defend and rebound, which we did a great job against Hewitt. We left. We had like 2 or 3 plays where we overhelped. They pitched it to the corner. They made it. We were 1 for 16 from 3. I mean, you know, we go 1 for 16 from 3. I don't know how many of those games we're going to be able to win.
Yeah. And still only lost by 3.
Still only lost by 3.
Now, that's incredible.
Yep. We're right there.
That means you're definitely playing defense yourselves.
Yeah, we guarded great. You know, we had the ball down 1 with 11 seconds to go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so all these games are right there, but it's like I keep saying, if you're going to be the type of team that our aspirations are, like, you got to win them.
Yep.
Now, you can learn right now. I mean, that's fine. And I'm not upset that we lost them, but you got to start to win them.
When that area kicks off for sure, and you guys are 3-team area as well.
Yeah.
So you get the automatic bid to the championship game. So every single area game really matters in that 3-team area. Ain't no doubt about it. Well, Coach, just before we shut down, just final thoughts. Could be anything.
Well, just, you know, obviously with the Classic, we'd love to see a ton of people come out. You know, it's steadily grown. This is the 3rd year. It was something completely new here. I think when Coach Slayton was here, they did something similar to it. But, you know, it means so much for us because the name on it, to be honest with you. And it's a great opportunity to appreciate the game of basketball.
For sure.
Not many places in the state are you going to go and see this many good teams and this many good players. So I would encourage everybody to come out. If you just come out and watch one game,
Yep.
you know, pick a team that you want to see, a kid that you want to see. There's a chance Gage Mayfield could play at a state school. You don't ever know. So come out and support it. We'd love to have you here. You can spend the whole day playing or watching the games and see great basketball.
If you buy a ticket, you can stay in. You don't have to clear the arena.
Yeah,
like
once you're in,
tournament.
you're in.
Okay, so that's another
Everything's
thing.
in our main gym, so once you're in, you're in.
That's right. You don't have to do like a tournament. You have to clear out sometimes and
No.
things like that. Okay. Coach, thank you so much. We'll see you guys again next week.
Thanks, Bo.